Wedding Week continues here on Connecticut Style. Today we're digging a little deeper and finding out what it takes to have a strong marriage. This December, my fiance, Brandon Dufour, and I are tying the knot, so we thought it would be great to invite him here for the segment. You ready for this?
I am, I
think. You
think.
ready for the segment? You ready for marriage?
I'm ready for marriage. I'm more nervous about the segment than I am marriage. I've heard a lot about TC. I'm frightened.
All right, well, let's bring in T.C. Brantley. He's author, pastor, all-around relationship expert. Thanks for being back here on the show, TC.
Thanks for having me. You're brave to have me on.
Yeah. So I guess you say that it's important to plan for your wedding. Marriage, not just a wedding.
The wedding is only one day. The marriage is a lifetime. So during this little counseling session, please hold hands in the whole session. Please hold. Yeah, exactly.
We can do that.
So one thing that I teach couples to do is that during the marriage, yes, you're preparing for the wedding, but understand that every now and then you got to take the lint off, take the excess things off, because if you don't, it will build up, and the next thing you know, and people don't understand that divorce is more expensive than a wedding.
Well, what do you mean by, what are we doing? What are we brushing off
when
here?
you brush off unforgiveness, brush off, you didn't talk to me this morning. If you don't keep things brushed off, you will find yourself in trouble down the road.
So don't hold any grudges.
Well, you're supposed to hold my hand.
There you go.
Not used to holding guest hands, though.
But see, the power is connection. When the couples are not connected, they will fight more. When couples are connected, they fight less. Now, the freezer bag, very important. You know why?
No.
A lot of times couples freeze negativity. They freeze, well, you didn't do this for me, and they freeze it and they put it in the refrigerator of life, and you always look at it. You got to unfreeze things and throw it away, because things left over certain time, it starts to stink up the room. Got it?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
You say that it's important to have a marriage counselor more than a wedding planner.
You got to have it, because the marriage counselor is the insurance to make sure the wedding and the marriage last a long time. A lot of people put so much effort, well, let me find the correct wedding planner. No, it's the marriage counselor that's more important than the wedding planner. Because, again, wedding is only one day.
That's true.
One day. There's only one day. And people put all that back, and that's why people get so disgusted after the wedding's over, because they put so much energy into that there's no more energy for the marriage. Because they put everything in, they don't talk about nothing else but the wedding. Wedding, 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 wedding. And then 12/1/1/2013, what do we talk about? Because we talked about it so much so.
Then what? Right?
Then what?
I see
Then
what
you
you're
find
saying.
yourself in trouble.
All right, and you like to remind couples that you're taking a vow.
You're taking a vow, and no matter what, my brother Van, then you have to keep the vow.
Why do you address that to him?
Because he's the man. Yes, sir.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I will keep the vow.
He's the man. Don't be pointing at him, but you must keep the vow, because no matter what she does, you love her unconditionally, sir. Unconditionally.
No matter what I do.
No matter what you do.
I got it.
No matter what you do.
No, but we're Catholic, and
Yes.
we're getting married in front of God, because
Yes.
that's what our religion is,
Yes.
and we're happy to do that. Talk to me about people that maybe aren't as spiritual. What's that vow mean to somebody who isn't making the promise to God?
They have to keep that vow, whether it's under God, they have to, because without the vow, there's no connection. There's no words of, I can trust you, because marriage is nothing but trust. If there's no trust, you can have all the great loving you want, and you know I believe in loving. You got to have trust in a relationship, because without the trust, it's not going to work at all. It's not.
So the vow is to God and each other.
Vow, and I tell people, don't leave God at the altar. Take him with you when you leave the ceremony as well.
All right, you also say the wedding is your first baby, and
Oh, yes.
go with that.
Oh, I know you love mama. I know you love grandma. Love them. However, your wedding is your first baby. It should have your DNA. Not what mama, not what daddy wants, what you guys want. Because if you don't do that, you're starting, good chance, man. You're starting off in a bad point. So people say, oh, Teresa, let's do this. No, let me first talk to Brandon first. Brandon, let's do this. No, let me first talk to Teresa. Because if you don't do that, you're starting off the baby in a bad way. And the baby gonna come out whack looking.
Well, we don't want that.
We don't want
That'd be
that.
absolutely
Yes,
terrible.
exactly.
All right, so again, you're just saying don't make any decision unless you agree together. And that's not just wedding either.
It has to be in everything, because again, Brandon and Teresa, you got to start this union now, and you cannot be out of the point. And now let me go here real quick here. If you're going to have a bachelor or bachelorette party, yes, make sure you go over what you should not do and what you cannot do. Because
enough.
if you don't do that, you're going to find yourself in trouble.
There's a strange machoism with men too, right? Like
Yes.
there's some kind of power thing. It doesn't matter what my wife thinks. I'm going to do it anyway. And that's not a good place to start.
That's right, Brandon.
Yeah.
Don't listen to that.
No. A smart man will understand that I have to keep my wife in tune. That's why I have a little timekeeper. When you guys have those long conversations, make sure there's a timekeeper on it. Because if you go too much into the negativity, you forget about the love that you have together.
All right, what else do you have over there?
Oh, yeah. Also, I'm a bad boy. I tell couples who are about to get married, make sure you get intimacy aids before and afterwards. Yes, because...
Is that paint?
That's right. That's right. Because if you don't have fun in your marriage, it's going to get boring, and boring people have affairs. I'll say it one more time. If you don't have fun in your marriage, it's going to get boring. So that's why we have a little body paint and also a little mask. Because I teach couples, Brandon, this is your wife-to-be. This is your mistress at the same time. This is your girl on the side. She's all in one, and a lot of guys can't believe that. So you have fun with the mask as well.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. And then you just say, make sure the groom is involved, and you say, don't spoil her too early.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? And that's already a
Too late. Too late. Where was that advice 6 months ago?
You can't get your way all the time because, again, the wedding, is your first DNA of your baby. And if you start it that way, it's going to end that way. And then when he says, no, Teresa, not this time, you're going to have those spasms and become Bridezilla. We don't want that happening.
All right, what else do you have over there? I keep seeing your goodies.
Now, this is very good. Equal. Okay, why is this important? Because in your relationship, there's going to be some lemons, and you got to put sugar to make it sweet. You can't just have a disagreement, like not holding hands again. Bad couple. You got to...
Stay used to it. We're not a bad couple. I'm telling you, we're good.
But again, it's the point of we got to stay united through ever we go through. But again, the sweetener is when we have disagreements, let's put a little sweetener in it to make sure it doesn't stay a disagreement.
Okay. And then
the
remote control. We don't typically fight over the remote control.
Oh, some people do. You know,
I just fall asleep.
Teresa, bad. You have to.
I'm not.
She's up early, 3:30.
I wake up early. That's all I'm getting at.
But a lot of couples fight over the remote control. I tell couples, share the remote. Share the remote. Sometimes you got to watch things
Lifetime.
Oh, Lord, help us, Jesus. Yes, Lifetime. Then sometimes you got to watch football with your husband as well.
All right, we have 30 seconds left.
Yes.
I see goodies. Is this just going along with the package?
Oh,
the
I'm
whole...
gonna be a bad boy right now. You gotta eat candy. Yes, you gotta eat candy. You gotta keep things spicy. You gotta, when you get married, after you get married, because grandma's watching, after you get married, you gotta make sure things are spiced up, Teresa. You gotta make sure things are spiced up, because if you don't get things spiced up, you're going to have a bitter marriage, and that's
we don't
not
want
gonna
that.
be good.
All right,
No.
so you're talking about compromising, talk to each other, communication.
But most importantly, get a marriage counselor in your life early. Don't get it when you're in trouble. Didn't we
just do it?
Well, you're gonna need more than one.
All right, DC, we're out of time. Thank you so much for being
Thanks
here.
for having me.
Thank you.
Do you
Yeah,
want
we're
the body
psyched.
paint?
Yeah, bring all that home for after we get married, Grandma.
There you go.
All right, if you'd like to find information about Dr. T.Charles Brantley, log on to our website, WTNH.com, and just click on Style. Up next, Chris Cushing helps us get ready for the big game when Style returns. Don't go anywhere.